Hello everybody, I wanted to share with you something that I think that you'll enjoy understanding. I have been telling you about how you can email inside of Power Lead System, which is one of the most seriously important parts of the tools we have inside of Power Lead System. It's great to capture their information, but if they're not getting the emails, if they're not opening the emails, then you're really kind of losing. So I'm going to show you something that I'm going to do as a regular thing to create a regular series of things that I can send to people, even if I don't know what I want to put on my emails at times. I'm going to add a new campaign, and this one again is, you always want to name it something that you can find again. And this one is actually going to be an email that I sent this morning. So I want to go and get to that one so that I can put that email in to my permanent broadcast that I can just go and send anytime I need to, so that I have something to do even when I don't have anything great to send them. So I just now told them about how important it is to get leads, and I'm just going to copy everything in here over to a new email. Reason why being is because I want this to be one that I can send like on the weekend, or I can change the title if I want to. But the nice thing about it is it's going to be in here all the time. So first thing I'm going to do is, let's see, what was the actual title of this? The most important thing to learn. And then I'll create a campaign. Now remember, creating a campaign only, and I'm going to do my own email, it's not going to be one that they do. So there's a step here. You create a campaign. Now you notice there's no email yet. Then you got to add an email. And in the email I'm going to say, most important thing most don't learn. I want something that gets their curiosity, but I don't want to give them the answer in the title. So now it's got an email, but again, it does not have any content yet. It only has a title. You have to realize there's a 3-step process here. And what I'm actually going to do is just go ahead and copy what I just put in there. And the reason why is because on this other email campaign, I will change this content tomorrow. It will not be the same tomorrow. So because I want it to go out more than once, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And so now I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now I have a new broadcast. And what's good about doing that is I'm going to show you what I've got that I've already created, so that you can see that what's nice about this is that when you're kind of feeling a little bit down and don't really have an idea what to send, understand this, that often people don't necessarily open the email. They may not even see it at the first, and you can send it more than once. I don't mean on the same day, but you can send it more than once. So I have just created it here. So it is available in my broadcast. And what I learned, this is actually, I have something that I have learned from PLS or Power Lead System, is that if you create a broadcast, which is a one email one time, and you put broadcast as the title of the, now this is the campaign, not the email that has this broadcast. And if you see that there are now several, more than a week's worth of broadcasts that I can send out, And what's nice about being able to do this is that you can do this when you don't just want to send something quick and you don't have anything in particular to send them. So this is the email I just created right here, and if I was actually going to send it, I would do that. I would send it out. So let me review with you the 3 email process. First, you want to add a campaign, and it's going to ask you for a name. That's where you write broadcast and then your title, and then you create a campaign. I'm not going to do it again, but that's the first step. Once you're in your campaign, we can go to view and edit it to see where I went. Then you've already created the campaign. It's going to open it up in that campaign. So let's just pretend I just now created it, and here is the campaign. Now, when we first came into the campaign, there was no emails, right? So the number 2 step is to add an email to the campaign. You're only going to do one, and you're going to make it anything you want, but you want it to be something that is worth sending more than once. Like, for instance, teaching them about how to get leads, because that's a major thing that most people don't know how to do. So I'm going to be able to send that more than once, and I can actually come into this email at any time, and I can change the title or whatever I want so that I'm actually letting them see it again. So the next time I send it, because I just sent it today, I'm probably going to give it another name so that it doesn't sound like the exact same content. But I think it's worth it for them to learn it again and again, because it usually takes more than one contact with people. Now, when you're sharing content that's good, like the training we have on Thursday, which is what the link is that I'm sending them to, is the Hangout done by Franco Gonzalez on Thursday night about how to create leads and how to contact leads and how to talk to leads that eventually leads to them buying from you. This is the serious little thing that most people don't get. They think they can just throw their link everywhere and people will buy instantly. Well, that just doesn't happen. If you think about how you came here, how you became a lead to somebody and eventually a buyer from somebody, you went through a process. You did not usually do it instantly, because that is just not how most humans do it. Now, yes, you might eventually jump on something quickly if you know the person. Now, I stress, if you know the person. I do that in the case of Franco, who is my direct sponsor in this program, because of the fact that I trust his judgment, because I know him enough to know that he doesn't steer people wrong. But in the beginning, people don't know that about you. They don't know what you're about. They don't know if they can trust you. And so it takes time before they're ready to buy. So if they're not ready to buy yet, the best thing you can do is offer them ways that they can be taught how to build a business. They can be taught how to get leads. They can be taught how to do some of the technical stuff that we have in here, although most of it is fairly easy. They can be taught to do lots of things, and eventually when they see that it makes no sense not to have this system, they eventually say yes to you. But they don't say yes on the very first day that they ever have contact with you. And that is one of the things that is such a serious problem, especially in social media, is people constantly spam, or they constantly try to convince people to look at their product or service, and they don't have a relationship. The email is one of the major ways that you build that relationship, and you teach them to like you and trust you enough that they eventually say yes to your product or service. I need to say that again because it's very, very important. They need to have time to actually like and trust you enough to buy from you. And that usually takes time, and it is not on the very first contact. So the email is a good way to do that. So like I said, we have the ability to create just about anything you can think of on a daily basis. I send them to this broadcast, and that at this point is what I just showed you, is the email that went out. But I also gave it a different name so it wasn't identical, and I did that on purpose because it's very important that they actually learn that I am not just constantly going to hit them with buy this, buy this, buy this. I'm going to send them good information, things they can learn, and eventually they're going to say, I like and trust Lynda Cromar, so I'm ready to buy from Lynda Cromar. And they'll say the same about you if you realize that you really do need to be in front of their face every day until they either say yes or they opt out. And don't be afraid of when they do. That's very important. I had one that did today. I don't even know who it was. I just know that it said deleted. I just delete that email out of there, which the email is usually removed. That's how Power Lead system works. Because that person doesn't understand the value of what I'm doing. And that's okay. I don't know why they got on my list. They've been there a long time. And they may eventually come back. We don't know. We don't know the entire thing that they are doing. So number 1, add a campaign. Number 2, name the campaign. Number 3, create an email inside of the campaign. And number 4, send the campaign. That's the 4 steps. Make sure that it says something in the email subject. See, the campaign needs to say broadcast, but the email subject will not, because that is what the person that you are sending it to is going to see. So that is the lesson for today. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the group, and I will make a new training about that question.